Hi Riu. I think this is the best setup I could figure out, so hopefully it works for your videos. So I'm Eric. I don't really have a nickname. I am from Boston, Massachusetts, which is in the US, and I've lived there and grown up there all my life. I go to Dartmouth College, which is in New Hampshire. That's about an hour north of my home. And at Dartmouth, I study engineering. So I'm doing electrical and computer engineering. And so when I was at Chula, I was doing an exchange program with the engineering school. And so I was taking engineering courses at their international engineering school.
Kamusta ka? Sawadika. Hi guys, I'm Suchi from Thailand, and I'm a junior computer engineering student currently studying at Chulalongkorn University.
Hello, so I'm Javier. I'm from Indonesia. I'm usually called just Javier. So at home, Indonesia, I study at Universitas Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta. I'm studying psychology there and also the same in Bangkok.
So Dartmouth, our engineering school, we have 3 exchange programs. They're with Copenhagen, Denmark, Hong Kong, China, and Bangkok, Thailand. And so that's how I heard about Chula.
I found out about Chulalongkorn University from my university. I hadn't heard of it before. I saw a poster near my class about this scholarship program, and I did intend to go on exchange, so that's why I signed up for the scholarship exchange program.
I chose Chula because I thought Bangkok seemed like the most exciting location of the 3 options. And I've been to Southeast Asia before, and so I've always wanted to come back and explore more of the region. And so for me, it was a pretty obvious choice.
Well, I didn't. Just kidding. I chose Chula because when I first applied, I heard there was a lot of scholarships available. So I went in and got one of those. Basically, I chose Chula because I got to study here for free. I didn't have to pay for my education at all. So that's a big thumbs up.
And I chose it because first, the scholarship was very generous, but also it's also from most rankings, I see it's the #1 ranked university in Thailand.
How did I meet Riu? I think it might have been week 3. I was going to the gym, and Riu and Kiara were leaving at the same time. So I bumped into him, and I think before then we had briefly met, but not officially. And so we reintroduced each other, and I guess we just became friends that way. I think we might have added each other on Line or Instagram right away. But yeah, that was the start of our friendship.
Oh boy, this one's gonna be interesting. I first knew Riu through our mutual friend, Eric, but I didn't meet Riu right away, not until a night out at Carlson Road. We went out together and I met up with Eric and some other friends there. At the first moment that I saw Riu, he was just tearing down the dance floor. He was dancing like crazy in a pub, and I just instantly knew that I would want to be friends with this person. So that's how it went down.
I forgot. I mean, we live in the same apartment at CUI House, which is like ridiculously expensive. You shouldn't stay there. I think I don't know, but we just have so many mutual friends that we were bound to meet each other sometime, definitely.
My first impression, he was very flamboyant, full of energy, and right away I thought he would be a fun person to be around.
Seriously? Well, when I first saw those dance moves, they just blew me away. And if those don't impress you, I don't know what will. What I gotta say is that Riu just exuded this energy, the vibes that make you want to be around, and that's what I felt when I first met him.
You know, there's the saying that you might I mean, someone might forget you, but they will never forget how they made you feel. I mean Riu has a good energy to him, really nice, like many Filipino people. I mean, it was nice. We spent a lot of time in.
Oh, this one's hard. Honestly, I thought the whole experience was quite unforgettable. I can't think of a specific moment that. Let me think. I think the last night where we all had a going away party at the apartments in Nancy, I think, was a really fun experience for me. And just getting to have one last hurrah and have some drinks and say goodbye to all my new friends was really sad, but also very memorable.
I mean, other than the, living with a curfew, like a government curfew and like a strict lockdown, definitely my roommate Yuto. Yeah, living with Yuto, and one of the things we did, like he also said like he wants to learn English, and like we did practice a lot because it's not like we can speak with each other in any other language, so we did speak in English. I just have so many unforgettable experiences. The whole thing is unforgettable. Going to Kanchanaburi, and then at the time I had a day trip with Yuto to Ayutthaya, and then with you guys, with the homies.
I think my favorite moment was when we were in Khao Yai National Park and we rented mopeds for the second day. And I was driving and Riu was behind me, and he was hanging on, and I'm pretty sure he was terrified. So poor Riu, but I was having a great time and I really enjoyed that day.
Oh, there are many. It's hard to choose. When we went out together every time, those are good moments. And also when we traveled together outside of Bangkok, to the Ayutthaya, to Scotland, those are wonderful times. But I think what I often think about the most, looking back in hindsight, is the moments when we spent together during the quarantine. Really enough. So yeah, those days when we stayed together at the iHouse and at Blossoms, those were just simple, really regular days. Just hanging out in a room, just cooking, eating, talking, chatting all day long. Those are really memorable as well, and I really miss those days. Yeah.
The best moment is definitely, I mean, we had a lot of like good moments, but definitely when the lockdowns began and then everything just started closing down and there was a curfew and all that. I stayed with Riu at Riu's place with Patrick and Suchi. We stayed together a lot at that time. I mean, and you know how it is. Early in the lockdown, it was depressed. It was like there was some novelty to it. It was fun. It was something new. Like, oh, you have to stay inside. And now here we are 1 year later.
Oh, this one's also really hard because I think I love all Thai food. If if I had to choose one, I think it'd be the okay, I can't remember the name, but it's just like ground meat with like basil leaves and like a hot pepper or something on top of rice, and then sometimes they add like a fried egg on top. I think that's my favorite food.
As a Thai person and a spicy food lover, I gotta say it is spicy papaya salad, which is the staple. I just eat it all the time. But if you're not a big fan of spicy food, I feel sorry for you. You're missing out, buddy.
Now, this might be controversial, but I don't actually like Thai food. I mean, it's very sour. I don't know. I think there's like too much lemon, or because it's usually Indonesian food is either sweet or salty. It's just really weird that the food there is so sour all the time. It's a bit too much for my taste. But my favorite Thai food, like the place, easily the dorm canteen.
Oh boy, let me think. I think there are many, but personally I prefer just walking around, wandering, chilling. So my favorite place in Bangkok would be the Jalan area. I can just walk around Jalan Road all night long and not get bored. There's a lot of galleries there, a lot of old town communities, really local people who still live there for generations. And also it is very near to Chinatown. We can just walk from this place to Chinatown and enjoy the views along the way. It's just wonderful.
Probably the islands. I spent a week traveling around the southern islands when I was on my exchange program, and I thought that was a great time. There's super nice beaches, great waters, lots of activities, so I would definitely recommend doing that.
Well, there are many, but even though I am Thai, I have not been to that many places, so that's a shame. But from my experience, out of all the places that I have been to, I think my most favorite would be in Krabi. I had the most wonderful experience traveling there with my family. We went out to PP Island, we went snorkeling, and the people there were just so wonderful. That is what made the experience really memorable for me. So yes, I would recommend that you guys visit Krabi if you have a chance to come here in Thailand. It will be worth it.
I mean, Bangkok is really big, but I think for me, one of my favorite spots was the I Park that was next to the Chula University dorms. And it's not like super spectacular, but it was just close by and a nice green space that I often went to go on runs or to, you know, go to concerts with friends or just to hang out or eat some food. So that was really nice.
It doesn't exist anymore, actually. It's permanently closed now. It's the Scala Cinema. It's at the square, the Siam Square. So it's like an Art Deco cinema. It's really old. It's maybe like built in the 50s or 60s, and it's really from another era. There I watched Parasite in Thailand. Well, first there is this cafe in the flower market. It's like a flower themed cafe. I don't think it's very popular. I don't know, but I really like the place. It's really cute. Definitely visit Ayutthaya. It's really close. It could be an easy day trip there. Just go there and go back at night. It's really nice, and you can actually visit Lopburi and Ayutthaya at the same day, and then go back in time for dinner in Bangkok.
I think one of the most valuable experiences of college is getting to go on some exchange program. I think traveling the world and learning about different viewpoints and people and cultures and ways of life is definitely very important. And I think leaving Dartmouth for a semester to experience Chula is something that I would do again 100 times over.
I really wish I could go again. In the beginning of the lockdown, I was so upset. I was so upset that I was actually planning to sign up for another exchange program in another country. But you know how it is. 1 year later, here we are, not getting any better. Well, if you go on exchange, you will learn things that you will not otherwise have learned. For example, so in Japan, when they are saying goodbye to someone like this, they would look at them until they can't see them anymore. And I was like, oh, that's it. I mean, this is something I would not have learned if I did not live with like a Japanese person. And I've learned so many things that you could learn so much from the internet and meeting people in your city and all that. But there are just things that you need to be there in person, even though that's not really possible right now. But it's really different, especially when you go on exchange. Your friend circle, it's all people from all continents. It's really eye-opening. I mean, and you've made these friends that a lot of them will be for life probably, and perhaps in the future you'll visit their country and all that. It's just a really great experience.